Alex, your true colors are showing even though you won't speak up.
There is a conversation that has been going viral on TikTok for the past 2 days, I think now. And this is the most insane conversation that I have had on TikTok this week. There is a very popular white creator on TikTok and on Instagram. I think our TikTok account has about 7 point something million followers. And on her Instagram account, she has over 3.5 million followers. So altogether, she has over 10 million followers on both accounts combined. Few weeks ago, there was a racist tweet of her that, surfaced back on the media, and she was literally using the N word. I think she did not address that situation, and, people called her out for it, but she did not particularly address that situation because in her apology video, she said that people were, the advice of people who had an interest at art were literally telling her something, which in turn made the situation worse for her. That was not the case because people were getting past the racist tweets that was on the media, but it got worse when two ladies on a podcast addressed the situation that her management reached out to her that they are going to sue them for literally posting a racist tweet. So basically, she had trademarked and copyrighted those tweets so that people are not going to be able to repost, or if people repost it, they are going to get sued, or our management is going to reach out. Basically, trademarking a racist part. I've never had something as insane as this. Like, you want to be known as someone who literally trademark their racist past. Like, it's absolutely crazy because she as well confirmed that those tweets are from her and she was racist back then. She said she was 13 when all that was happening, that she was still very young. She did not know the weight of the words that she was using. I think people are more pissed at the fact that she did not even address it, even though she was being called out for it. And she said, because she did not address it, led to a situation of other rumors coming out that are not true. And those rumors are the fact that some brands that have not worked with her before ever reach out to her and saying they are cutting off ties. Like, in return, basically saying, though I have a racist part, I'm not losing brand deal. And that is what she included in her apology video. This has sparked a lot of conversation on TikTok. I have put together what people are saying and as well our apology post. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
Do they like black people? Another N-word scandal, this time featuring allegedly content creator Alex Earl. Now, Alex Earl is a huge content creator on TikTok. She's at 7.1 million and 3.8 million on Instagram, a huge creator, y'all. And she's in a little bit of controversy right now because in 2014, allegedly, she had these tweets or these posts on Ask FM rather, where she was saying the N-word. And now she's in even more controversy because allegedly, if you repost those old posts where she was allegedly saying the N-word, her lawyers are sending letters saying, take it down. You can't talk about that because we have trademarked those posts using the N-word on behalf of our client. Trademarking the N-word, please take a look at this video and it'll explain more.
Alex Earl had her lawyers email us. I have to say it. I can't keep it in. It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. They emailed us, first of all, thinking that we have any control or association with our subreddit, even though it is stated multiple times on every single post that we have no affiliation with that. We don't moderate it. Yeah. We don't have any access to it. And either way, her lawyer contacted us and said that we have violated their copyright.
Oh, no. We have violated like a dozen laws, according to this email, including like money laundering or something. Like, it's Janet level, like, you're gonna go to jail for years.
Yeah,
but it was
you're wondering why this would even happen, because we haven't spoken about Alex Earl in a while. It's because someone posted on our subreddit on the heels of the Brooke Schofield stuff. Well, Alex Earl apparently has her fair share of a racist past with using the N-word a lot on her Ask FM. And so people posted screenshots of that in our subreddit. And her lawyer said that they have a trademark to that, which is like, you trademarked her racist Ask FM things? Like, literally, I was like,
here are my thoughts. Do I think these two received a letter from someone purporting to be Alex Earl's attorney saying that they trademarked her slur? Yes. Do I think that those people were actually Alex Earl's attorneys? Probably not, right? I mean, number one, think about it. Why would you want to tie your client to using a racial slur? If you try to trademark that racial slur, then it is forever tied to your client. Your client owns that statement, not just the racial slur, rather, but the entire statement, right? Whatever she said preceding that racial slur. and accurate. So whatever statement she made, that would be tied to your client forever. And I don't understand why you'd want to do that. Number two, that's not really how trademarks work. Number three, I guess you could probably try to trademark the phrase or whatever phrase she used, which included the N-word, and just to say that you have that application pending so that you can stop other people from using or reposting those Ask FM posts, for example. Sometimes attorneys will do that. They might file for this trademark that they know doesn't really have a strong chance of going through, but they're still trying to prevent you from using whatever it is in the meantime. So that could happen here. I think it's unlikely. Furthermore, I don't see why you would send the letter to these two podcasters when they've said clearly that they have no association with that subreddit. It's clearly written on the subreddit that they have no association with it. Probably the subreddit was just started by some fans. So to send that letter to these individuals instead of trying to get that subreddit taken down itself or separately, again, doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a legal professional to do, particularly when, again, they're not associated with the subreddit. An even more pressing question I've had on my mind is, why does everyone's favorite non-Black influencer have some sort of N-word scandal in 2014 and beyond or after? I don't know.
We need real PR managers back in the home, because what do you mean that you copyrighted your racist phrases and genuinely thought that that was going to be successful? That's silly. Anybody who's been on the internet ever at all, who's seen influencer apologies, especially when it comes to racist remarks, knows that a big part of getting over the scenario is allowing the public to at least feel like they're holding you accountable. Like, that's a key. Look at all the successful influencer apologies. The main thing they did is make the public feel like they were holding them accountable for their past actions. And then they go the full 9 yards. They show remorse. They talk about their change. They blah, 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 so on and so forth. But that initial reception of accountability is critical. So to remove that by copywriting your racist phrases so that when people post a screenshot and they're like, oh, look at what so-and-so said, and then it gets removed for copyright infringement, and thinking that that's going to solve the problem is nuts. Not only have you not solved the problem, you have inflamed the problem, because now it's a whole different issue. Now the issue is, not only did you say these things and it was maybe a past mistake or whatever, like you didn't mean it, whatever, you've grown as a blah, blah, blah. But now you're not even going to accept accountability for that. You're not even going to give yourself the ability to say, yeah, I've grown as a person. I would never say those things now. Like, da, 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 da. That's not representative of who I am, because you've created a copyright that will attach these phrases to you for forever. Like, even when the copyright expires, they're still searchable under your name. Silly behavior. Silly behavior.
A racist past with using the N-word a lot on her Ask FM. And so people posted screenshots of that in our subreddit. And her lawyer said that they have a trademark to that, which is like, you trademarked her racist Ask FM things? Like,
don't worry about where I am. Anyways, I've been seeing a lot of law students, legal minds talk about Alex Earl copywriting her racist remarks. And this is the precise reason why PR people will work with lawyers, but lawyers may not always be the best route in terms of handling a PR crisis. Because look at what's happening right now. Look at what's happening literally right now. This is the Streisand effect. Like, this is a very basic of like a ricochet that could come back onto you. Because even without the internet, this would have been the exact same impact that them copywriting her racist remarks would have had. For those who don't know, Barbara Streisand tried to hide where her home was located from the public, even though it wasn't really evident in like the publication that printed where her home was, that it actually was her home. And she wound up kind of like outing where her home was in the process of trying to hide her home. Even though Alex Earl's racist comments, the copyrighted comments, were in discussion about a couple weeks ago with the Brooke Schofield thing, the reality is that the conversation around it was actually kind of trending downwards before she did this. And it's actually kind of worse, right? Because now that she's copywritten those phrases, because you can actually look up some of these copywritten works. You can. And yeah, of course, like, it's going to cost somebody money to do that. But again, this is the internet. So once one person gets that copyright from the U.S. Department of Copyright, that will be attributed to you forever through the copyright you just filed. This is why PR people are not always the same as legal people.
Alex Earl, you diabolical. Diabolical. Fanita could never. Alex Earl is a great example that we can't play on an even field with rich people. So for those people that don't know what's going on, so y'all remember that Brooke Schofield girl that was being racist and whatever. Cool. Not cool. But in the comments, every time someone talks about Brooke Schofield, they're like, well, Alex Earl has her own tweets. Alex Earl has her own tweets. And that had been going on for weeks. Literally at the same time Brooke was getting her lashings, people always mention, hey, don't forget Alex Earl. But the video and the pics, I never saw them. I never went looking for them, but I never saw them. So y'all DM'd me this clip. And it's of one of these podcasts. I'm going to green screen it in a second. And they have like a Reddit thread related to the show, but not directly affiliated with the show. And people were trying to post the racist tweets on there. Do you know that Alex Earl copyrighted or trademarked her racist tweets? Just watch.
Super, super quick. Speaking of weird ass people who have a lot of money and just try to make things go away, Alex Earl had her lawyers email us. I have to say it. I can't keep it in.
It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
They emailed us, first of all, thinking that we have any control or association with our subreddit, even though it is stated multiple times on every single post that we have no affiliation with that. We don't moderate it. Yeah. We don't have any access to it. And either way, her lawyer contacted us and said that we have violated their copyright.
Oh, no. We have violated like a dozen laws, according to this email, including like money laundering or something. Like, it's Janet level, like, you're gonna go to jail for years.
Yeah,
like, but it was
you're
the
wondering
weirdest shit
why
ever.
this would even happen, because we haven't spoken about Alex Earl in a while. It's because someone posted on our subreddit on the like heels of the Brooke Schofield stuff. Well, Alex Earl apparently has her fair share of a racist past with using the N-word a lot on her Ask FM. And so people posted screenshots of that in our subreddit. And her lawyer said that they have a trademark to that, which is like, you trademarked her racist Ask FM things? Like,
Literally,
what?
I was like, oh, that's a creative tactic.
Right? Like
So her team copyrighted her, I said tweets, but it was ask.fm or whatever, her racist stuff. So instead of them to basically do what Brooke Schofield did and come on here, hey, I had this stuff, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That fake ass apology that like only white people are gonna accept. Instead of that, on the back end, they did a copyright. So anytime someone posts about it, the lawyers are gonna get involved and say, you're infringing on our copyright. This is like perfect definition of like an evil genius. Because I'm not gonna hold you, it's kind of smart as fuck, but it's also like evil as fuck as well. Now, this situation is why you also need PR in the room besides just lawyers. Lawyers are not PR, PR are not lawyers. Did they not realize that it was going to come public that they copyrighted the racist posts? Did they not realize that eventually the general public is going to get wind of it? When we're deep in the eat the rich era, when we're deep in the rich feel like they can do whatever because they have money, they think they have power era, they really thought that they were going to copyright the stuff and, send cease and desist to podcasts and things, like they're not going to fucking talk about it? That's fucking nuts. That's insane. That's insane. Because a PR person would bring up the Streisand effect. Streisand effect, she was trying to bring attention to, I guess, where her home is located. I'm talking about Barbra Streisand, which inadvertently brought attention to where she lived. So it's kind of like your attempt to cover something up only brings more attention to that thing. Because the Brooke Schofield thing was finally dying down. No one was really talking about you. Nobody was really talking about you on social media. But now that you have thrown money at the problem instead of taking accountability and just kind of being like, hey, I'm so sorry, whatever, because that's the bare minimum that she can do, because her white audience is still going to fuck with her regardless. Instead of her to just do that way, when people come at her, her minions can be in the comments like, oh my god, she apologized for it, move on. She could have just done that, but instead she threw money at the problem, which is really costing her bad PR at this point. That is some diabolical shit. That is so diabolical. Like, I was like, Heike is smart as fuck, but the fact that, obviously other people are not going to keep quiet, because you can't copyright every single thing that you do, you can copyright the tweet so that the tweets in the Ask FM comes out. But you can't stop people from talking about it. Here, post-pandemic, even though, COVID is still running through here, people don't have money. Everything's expensive. People can't afford it. You can afford to have a lawyer file, tens and 20 of copyrights. That's nuts! Fanita, this is why I say you will never be on Alex Earl's level. You will never be on her level because the girl is rich. Outside of being an influencer, she was already rich. You came from nothing. And you're getting paid and whatever, that's great. You got the multiple million followers, that's great. But you were never gonna get Alex Earl money because you didn't start with Alex Earl money. Child, this shit is, oh my God. I can't, just because you're rich, that doesn't mean, you have fucking sense, because this don't make no fucking sense. Now you have a PR crisis, and she is having to delete tweets and limit comments. I mean, not delete tweets, delete comments, limit comments, because if you look at her like to comment ratio, it's way off. Way off. Because people are going in there oh, so you thought, okay.
Alex Earl and her team need to step to the front of the congregation because this acknowledgement is not it. First and foremost, the fact that she has written a statement instead of coming on camera, I think it shows us two things. One, that her celebrity has officially been stamped. This was not written by Alex. And two, she said, no face, no case. Y'all aren't going to catch me on this internet crying and allowing myself to be dragged. Immediately, no. Y'all get an Instagram statement and that's it. This is the most you're going to get from Miss Earl. She is going to move on like none of this happened. And because her celebrity has officially been stamped, if she is having any interviews, this is going on the no discuss list. She ain't discussing this. It's not going on the podcast. Y'all will never hear any of this from her lips. This acknowledgement also sucks. And I think this is the biggest part, aside from the fact that it was just posted on an Instagram story. I think the biggest reason why this acknowledgement sucks and falls very flat is because she does what a lot of influencers and personalities do when they're called out for racism, discrimination, and prejudice behavior or language. They immediately call out their age as if it means anything. I think back to myself at 13 years old. I never said the N-word. That was not a word that flew in my household. It was not a word that was in my vocabulary. It is not a word that I used. And I'm Black. What's very curious to me is when influencers and personalities are caught using this word and this language, people dismiss it like we all use that word, which no, we all didn't and don't use that word, number one. And number two, why is that always the slur that they use? They don't use any other racial slur or epithets that are actually offensive as well. They always go to the N-word. And I wonder if people would be so quick to dismiss influencers and personalities and people using that word, if it would be so quick to dismiss it if it was any other racial slur. Another reason why this acknowledgement sucks is because it's not sincere. The only reason why she's coming out is in the second to last paragraph. She just wanted to clear up some rumors that A, she was trying to trademark her old tweets, her old posts, which was inaccurate, and she wants to clear it up. But she also wants to clear up the fact that this ain't stopping no checks. She is not losing any work over this. There were rumors out there that she was losing work. She lost the brand deal, and no, honey, the bag is not stopping, and Alex needs you to know that. She needs you to know that because this could signal to other brands, oh, wait a minute, people are dumping her, people are being holding her accountable. Well, maybe let's fall back on a brand deal. She's signaling to other brands that things are all good. I am not being canceled. We can still work together. I said it in another video and I will say it again. The reason why these acknowledgements are falling flat and just outright suck is because a lot of these influencers and personalities are taking the watch and wait approach, wait it out, or they'll come out, acknowledge to people, and then fall back. We are increasingly living in an accountability culture, and that's not going to work anymore. It's not enough to get on the internet and make posts like this or make videos saying that you're sorry. The best apology is changed behavior. It's growth. How are you growing from this? How are you learning from this? How are we seeing it? How do we know you are being genuine? This is the most you're going to get from Alex Earl, and I guarantee you other influencers and personalities are watching this. And moving forward, I would not be surprised if this written statement is what a lot of people are going to be giving from here on out. You are not going to be seeing these influencers getting on camera, pouring out their hearts, acknowledging that's done, that's canceled. You are getting a 24-hour Instagram story and the show must go on.
What do you guys think about what they all said? And what do you think about this white creator literally trademarking those words, a racist, post? What do you think about that? I'd really like to hear what you guys think, because how on earth would someone want something like that to be associated with them for the rest of their life? Like, how is that even making sense? Like, is it because, okay, I have money and I can use my money to shut these people up? Because if this wasn't going viral, if this hadn't happened, if this, podcast hadn't talked about it, I'm not sure that she will post anything regarding that. Because when she was being, tagged alongside the Brooke Schofield situation, and we talked about the Brooke situation on this channel as well. This lady was, deep being racist. If you haven't watched that, you can as well go watch that. But that was even more horrible, you guys. And where people were bringing up fact that Alex Earl to, she was very racist, she has a racist past and all of that, and she did apologize, she didn't address it. And in her apology video, she said she didn't address it because the people around her were advising her to handle the situation in that way, and that was the reason why she never came out to address it. Let me know what you guys think about this, because it's actually insane to hear that someone is trademarking their racist past. This person said, when you can trademark racism law, she and the devil are besties. What a month between the plantation princess and her real child. We black folks got some real enemies. Another person said, I want to know what they put the trademark under for, like what category, like what are they using it for? I as well am more interested, because this is the very first time I'm actually hearing something like this. Another person said, I feel like the lawyer will bluff it. They threw together documents with scary legal jargon to shut them up. Copywriting racist tweets is insanity, and I totally agree. Like, it's the most insane thing that I have had as well this week. This person said when it came out, she trademarked the racism. All I thought was, oh wow, that's literally a brand now. I don't know who she is, so I only know her for her own specific brand of racism. And that's insane. And the media never forgets. Like, the media will never forget the fact that she trademarked a racist, and that is another level of being racist. Like, they would do literally anything other than being racist. Another person said, take it a step further. Once federal documentation gets to be a certain age, it is sent to NARA and becomes a part of U.S. historical record. A racist remarks will go down in history. Insane. This one said, imagine letting your lawyer convince you that trademarking yourself as a racist is the safest route. Like, why would you even do that? Like, the best thing you could have done in that situation, and I think one of the teachers well mentioned that, is come out plain and say, yes, I did this. Let the people have their reaction, and trust me, the world is moving. People will get right and just move on, other than trying to gaslight and as well use your money to shut people up. Like, it's really not making sense. It's insane. Let me hear what you guys think about this video. Let me hear what you think about her literally trademarking her racist past. And let me hear what you think about what every other person is saying as well in the stage. Thank you all so much for joining. I will catch you guys in the next episode.